mother herself. Robin Westman moved around a lot, it looks like, during his school years. Now, yes, he did attend that school, Annunciation Catholic School, graduated from 8th grade. At one point, he transferred to a school there in the Minneapolis area called St. Thomas Academy, where the students are called cadets, where they get some training in military matters and leadership. But here's where the story takes quite a twist. While he was there at St. Thomas Academy, this now in his the last portion of his schooling, he wrote something. It basically is now being described as an ode to death titled, "But Not the End." He worried that he would meet the end of his life filled with, quote, "regrets that my name will not be known for something more." So the question now being asked this morning is, if this ode to death that he wrote, which, by the way, then he wanted to call attention to in the moments before he took his own life, who saw what he wrote? And who knew that he felt this way? Here you've got the First Lady of the United States saying there's got to be a greater effort in our country to identify troubled teens before they ever get to this point. And that's going to be one of the questions that no doubt has to be asked and answered, which is, did anyone try? Who saw what he wrote in this twisted manifesto of his several years back, and what were the efforts to try to basically deal with what was going on inside his head? So this has all been unearthed in the aftermath of the shooting, but it certainly offers some clues as to what was going on in his mind. He shared it. You know, he tried to post something on YouTube, but YouTube took things down just as quickly as they possibly could. Some of the video on your screen here, the vigil that was held by a heartbroken community there right in the heart of Minneapolis. But in it, he mocked the church. He expressed his dislike of President Trump. He showed the camera pages of handwritten notes. And then, in a weird twist, all of a sudden he says he thinks he's dying of cancer. He writes, "It's a tragic end and it's entirely self-inflicted." Why? He says, "I did it to myself as I cannot control myself, and I've been destroying my body through vaping and other means." And then the other thing that he wrote, "Unfortunately, due to my depression, my anger, and twisted mind, I want to fulfill a final act that has been in the back of my head for years." Now, she was born as Robert Westman, but legally changed her name to Robin Westman back in 2020. And his mother, by the way, did work at one time at the parish church, and she was crying, according to the Minneapolis Star-Tribune, a great news source up there in the Twin Cities. She actually answered the phone, and a Tribune reporter, she was crying and basically said she just did not know at that point yet if her son was the shooter. So all of that happening in terms of some of the newest developments, and we also learned a little bit more about his work recently and what was going on there. A spokesperson for Green Thumb Industries, parent company of Rise Medical Cannabis, confirmed that she was an employee for a few months earlier this year, no longer at the firm. And according to the Star Tribune, that company says they are working with law enforcement over the course of the investigation. But a co-worker who knew her said that her last days at the dispensary was just, about 2 weeks ago. August 16th, he had been being disciplined for being late and for skipping work. And that may have been what was behind his voluntary departure. So all of those developments, all of that happening, there's also a report that he was literally out there doing his own surveillance work I mean, he knew the church, he knew the school, but he was still casing it in the days before the shooting happened. So many missed opportunities, so many questions about whether or not anything could have been done to prevent it. Now, last night, I will just say, there was a vigil as the community came together. Ironically, I was up in Minneapolis, really didn't know much about the city just a couple of weeks ago. I think I drove within a few blocks of that school. It's a little bit south of Lake Harriet, right in the heart of Minneapolis. And here's a little bit more now about the coverage of that vigil.
We are a city united in grief.
So one student, or actually had been a student there at one point, Kaylee Poling, was quoted as saying, "You just don't think it's ever going to happen in your community." And now, all these years later, she said, being a parent, I cannot imagine what those kids went through this morning. We have a report now from Connor Hansen, who is one of our great Fox reporters who's been on the scene, has the latest now for us from Minneapolis.
This shooting happened just days into the new school year, and now it's being investigated as an act of domestic terrorism and a hate crime against Catholics. Flowers and pictures sitting near Annunciation Catholic School and Church in Minneapolis, remembering the 2 children killed when a shooter opened fire during morning mass. 17 others were injured, including some who protected other students.
My friend Victor, he was laying on top of me, making sure I was safe, and he got hit.
Police are still piecing together a motive, but say they are reviewing a manifesto and videos posted online. Investigators also executed 4 search warrants Wednesday night to learn more about the shooter, reportedly a former student whose mother is a former employee of the church.
The question is, who did what when they learned about it? Who did they talk to?
The shooter had 3 legally purchased weapons, a rifle, shotgun, and pistol. The 23-year-old wrote messages on magazines, including, "Where is your God?" for the children, and "Kill Donald Trump."
It went on for 3 or 4 minutes. For continual fire for that long is a lot of ammo that was spent.
Many in this community are just beginning to process this tragedy. Hundreds gathered for a vigil Wednesday night to remember the victims.
How tragic that was, and yet in the midst of that, there was courage, there was bravery, but most especially, there was love.
The rest of the injured victims are all expected to survive, though some needed surgery. In Minneapolis, Connor Hansen, Fox News.
And I'll just add, we did get an update from the Hennepin Medical Center earlier this morning, and they did say that every one of the kids that was injured, now one is critical. Celeste joins as well. Celeste, one is critical, but they felt like they had great success yesterday in terms of the emergency operations that had to be done, and they can safely say they feel that every one of those injured kids will survive.
Which is great news, for those families whose children were injured. I was watching one of the interviews yesterday from one of the children this child was speaking to the media, and he said that they were all there, and they were praying in the middle of the service when it came through. He said he was the closest, just a couple of kids from the stained glass window that the suspect shot through. And he said after that, they all kind of ducked down and hid under the pews there inside of the church. But, heartbreaking when you take a look at some of the images, too. And I think a lot of us hugged our children and grandchildren just a little bit tighter last night. We do have a couple of you chiming in the chat and sharing your thoughts on this. Steve Dockstader brought up an interesting point here, because I believe he had 3 different firearms, different ones on him. Steve asked, how did he afford all those very expensive weapons and ammo? That stuff is not cheap. So I think it's part of the investigation. Of course, the YouTube manifesto that was taken down off of the site, detectives are looking at that. And I think there was some talk about his mother, I believe, had retired, but she had worked at the church years before.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of different things that detectives are looking into. But it really is heartbreaking on that first week of school for those families. A lot of us sent our children back to school in the last couple of weeks. And so this is something you hate to hear of happening.
Yeah. Well, there's certainly a lot more to learn. And it's so tragic that we are dealing with this, and it is just so cowardly, and it is, I would like to say it's unbelievable, but we have experienced so many of these in the last several years. All right, we will keep you up to date with any new developments. And by the way, coming up a little bit later this morning in our 11 o'clock hour, we're going to dig into some of the things that were being said in that news conference last night. But there's another story that I find really interesting. It's back here in Arizona. It has to do with schools and educating our kids. And so let me just bring this image up right here. There's a couple out of Colorado that has just pled guilty to defrauding the taxpayers of the state of Arizona through our school voucher system. The AG, Chris Mays, says that Johnny Bowers and his wife, Ashley Hewitt, who also goes by Ashley Hopkins, built the Empowerment Scholarship Account Program out of more than $100,000. The actual numbers right there on your screen, $110,258. They came up with all these forged birth certificates, utility bills, to try to make it seem like they had all kinds of children that they were educating.
So here's a quick note. If we're not real good at math, but I have my handy calculator.
Okay.
A child in Arizona gets a little bit more or less than about $8,000.
Okay.
So that would mean 12,500 children is what they claimed they were educating.
Wow. Just an unbelievable story, but the AG is on it, that's for sure. All right, we're going to take a break right now. A lot more to discuss, including the mystery cam for you. We'll be right back. And welcome back to more of Fox 10 Talks. It is a rainy day in that part of the country. Boy, that is hill country for sure. Look at the windy, twisty streets here. And we're getting, Syleste, all kinds of guesses from folks who, if you like a good rainy day, you could hang out here during the monsoon, or you could go to this pretty little town.
Yeah, it's pretty. Isn't it gorgeous? All those green rolling hills.
Yeah.
And they're getting a little rain out there.
Yeah.
So we have some good guesses. We've got B. Miguel says Colorado. Michael Lewis says West Virginia. We've got Arkansas from Louis Gonzalez. Let's see. And I think a part of this,
Yeah.
I think you see the onyx cave
Oh.
there on the building.
Oh, that
I
could be a major
think-
clue, Celeste.
Yes. I think that could be a big time clue, but they're definitely getting some weather, some rain in this part of the country.
I'm going to avoid the temptation to go look on Google Maps right now for the Onyx Cave. But I like that West Virginia guess. I finally got a chance to explore that state a little bit last year, and it is a magnificent hill country. So I'm going to go in West Virginia. How about you?
I'm going to go Arkansas.
Okay.
Yeah, just for fun.
Here we go.
I think
just for fun.
For fun, because a couple of people threw Arkansas in there.
So sometimes do you guess not for fun, but for the more serious competitive nature?
On a serious day, I guess not for fun.
Hey, look, we're both competitive. What can I say? All
So
right,
here we go,
Yep.
and we have your answer, and it is Eureka Springs, Arkansas.
Okay.
Nice
yeah.
work, you
So
guys.
I think that's up in the Ozarks. I haven't been to the Ozarks yet.
Oh, that could be on your that's on your list.
Yeah, I
think,
know. I'm
maybe.
actually building a list for what state in America
Yes.
will I go explore next year.
So how does that go? What type of research do you do? Do you read books? Do you throw a dart at a map? Like what is your method to the madness?
I have a lot of states I feel like I already know pretty well, but it's the ones that in the back of my mind I think I would really like to learn a lot more about.
So-and-so.
Arkansas, truly.
Yeah.
Missouri is another one. North Carolina is another one.
You'd love North Carolina.
Really?
Yeah.
Good, yeah. So I start with that, and then I start digging. Like in Minnesota, as you know, I said, wow, Bob Dylan's from there, and maybe you get a chance to tour his house. That would be kind of cool.
And you know what I think? You love to hike.
Yeah.
And so do you know what Arkansas is called?
The hiking state?
The natural state.
Ooh, Celeste. Good.
Yeah, so you may actually like it, Ron. And they joined the Union in 1836.
You know, one
that?
state that I could explore a lot more and spend some more time in is Mississippi. I've barely been into Mississippi, but Celeste, I went there a year and a half, almost 2 years after Katrina hit. Everybody knows about the destruction in New Orleans.
Right.
So my mom calls me up one day, and she had a whole group of church friends from our hometown up in Washington who were going to go down there and work on houses. This was at least a year and a half after it hit.
Yeah.
And I went down there, and I could not believe all this time later, the level of destruction. It was in a little town called Bay St. Louis, Mississippi. And I actually rolled tape. I think this is from a camcorder. That's how long ago it was.
Wow.
I'm going to share some of it with you now, and we're going to get a report here on, tomorrow's the big anniversary, if you can believe it, 20 years.
Wow.
But let me just roll this, and here you go.
Like when you first came back, now you had been away for 5 months, right?
I'd never seen the destruction of what was happening to my home.
Right.
And I lost everything in it, everything.
We had an addition of a double garage on the bottom floor in that section, and there was no trace of it. We haven't found a trace at all of the whole double garage. We haven't found a trace of our stove, refrigerator.
How long did you say you'd been paying hurricane insurance?
Folks paid it probably for 30 years.
Yeah.
And I myself paid it for about 3 years.
Okay, so this was their home and now it's yours.
Yes.
And after all that, what'd you get?
Enough to do the roof.
Yeah.
And turn around and pay them for another year.
Yeah. And then they're dropping you.
Yes.
What happened to your business when the storm hit?
Lost it all.
What did you have?
About $500,000 worth, I guess.
We've had all kinds of problems. Lost a son-in-law, which my son's still working on the house because he's working by himself.
Come halfway to my knees is the water. So it's time for us to get out of here. So we left there.
Yeah.
And came through the house, come through here.
Yeah.
And at that time, where was it? Yeah.
How high up was it then?
The refrigerator was sitting this before this wall came out. It was sitting over here. We came through here and my son opened up another door to make it so we can get out, and did. It came through, the rush come through quick, caught the refrigerator, tipped it over and fell on my wife. So then we had to get her up out of the water before she drowned down there. Then we all went out this back door, Her and my son went out to the street and walked down the street, come in the back gate, went around, went upstairs, went to bed, went back to sleep. Me, I went through here, went out the back door, but I walked all the way around, through the backyard and around that way. And
how high was it when you finally got out of the house?
We were well over my head.
Can you imagine? You're having to swim out of your own house as the floodwaters rose. And this was a year and a half. My son Jordan and I went down there specifically to work on houses with this church group with my mom from up there in Wenatchee. And, you felt good that you were maybe helping them make some progress, and they were certainly grateful for it. But the stories that were told and how long it takes to recover from something like this.
Yeah, it takes years.
Yep.
Years to rebuild entire communities.
The story that really sticks with me was that guy having to, literally the water's up above his head. You had to swim out of the house. And the other one was a year and a half later, there was a boat. The storm surge went so far in town. I've got to say we were at least a mile, somewhere between a mile to 2 miles from the Gulf Shore. Mm-hmm. And there was still a boat sitting in a parking lot of a beat up old movie theater that never reopened.
Wow.
So, it just gives you chills to think about what it was like.
And the images, what is it, Mercedes? Was that the stadium?
Mm-hmm. The Superdome.
The Superdome.
Yeah.
I remember the images of people having to stay there and sleep there for months.
I know it, yeah.
They had no place to go.
So what we thought we would do is bring up our reporter, Sarah Alegre, who was down there in the Gulf today as everybody is talking about the 20-year anniversary. Sarah, take it away.
Well, Ron, Celeste, it's hard to believe that it's been 20 years, and seeing those images just back, it's very powerful to see. And just looking at the area here, it's so beautiful. It's been revitalized. It's really difficult to think about the difference that we saw 20 years ago and what this community experienced and what it looked like. That storm surge, really the cause for concern in this area. The water in this area, it's so shallow. You got to walk about a mile out just to get even waist deep. So when Hurricane Katrina rolled around, that storm surge had a massive effect on this community, where a lot of the folks who live here, born and raised, they now divide their lives into two different sections, before Katrina and after.
Everybody had a loss.
What a difference 20 years can make. Blue skies, palm trees, and a new look. This is Gulfport, Mississippi today. But take it back 2 decades. This exact spot, unrecognizable. Leonard Papania, former police chief of Gulfport, knows these streets. He was a young lieutenant when Katrina tore through, and now our guide through the before and after.
The area I grew up in, I've lived here all my life. You didn't even know where you were.
And for him, it wasn't just his city that was devastated. The husband and father of 4 lost his own home too.
In moments like these, you don't build character, you demonstrate it.
Rupert Lacey was also on the front lines. He helped coordinate law enforcement and emergency management during the storm.
I didn't realize it was going to be on steroids.
But Katrina wasn't the first major hurricane he saw. Lacey was just a kid in 1969, but he and other longtime residents still remember Hurricane Camille. Its monster surge flattened entire communities.
You've got to understand the force of water. Buildings that survived Camille did not survive Katrina.
Today, emergency leaders point to better training and coordination. But with even stronger storms hitting, the question remains, are they ready for the next one?
We do plan for the potential failures of our systems. We've got paper backups. We've got alternate means of communicating.
Through it all, Papania is still here, walking these streets, remembering the past and hoping he never sees a repeat of 2005.
I always say I wouldn't trade the experience I had in Katrina, but I absolutely don't want to do it again.
Yeah, and the people I've been talking to, just hard to believe. And I love what he said a little bit earlier about character. It's those moments that you're not building character, but it's truly on display. And we saw that among so many people 20 years ago to the day, people on the front lines, but also victims themselves. Ron, Celeste?
You know, Sarah, you touched on it a little bit a moment ago and through your piece, but I think everybody can remember the levee system, you know, that failed. And and are they watching those levees closely, or how have they enforced those over the course of the last 20 years?
Yeah, it's those infrastructure upgrades, and especially heading an hour more so north in the New Orleans area, a little bit northwest rather, working on those systems. And because when you look at that area specifically, that's what broke, that's what caused the immense damage near the French Quarter in New Orleans, and really created a disaster that wasn't essentially caused, at least by the initial impact rather of Hurricane Katrina all those years ago. So it's looking at, one, the interagency communication and coordination, too, having the local federal partners all gathering together ahead of time to really look at what can we do, not only as a local community, but as the United States, as a country, to prevent these disasters from happening, because it doesn't just affect one community, it affects all Americans. And we saw that to that day, whether you're on the Gulfport here in the Mississippi area or traveling up the coast to places like New Orleans, Louisiana, and even a little bit more inland, where we still saw this immense damage that day, caused in part by that levee system.
That is our Sarah Alegre reporting for us live there from the Gulf Coast of Mississippi. Sarah, thank you.
Great
report.
Sarah. Yeah, wonderful.
And I'm so glad that she was in Mississippi, because I think a lot of folks thought it was mostly a New Orleans issue.
Yeah.
But boy, I saw miles and miles away how bad it could get over there.
Well, and I think it goes to show you that they've made improvements, not just in New Orleans, which of course they covered extensively over the last many years, but they've made improvements in all of those Gulf Coast states.
Boy, they sure have.
To really protect Americans and their properties and their homes.
Yep.
You know, because that was a sad time when that hit.
Yeah. Okay, we are going to take a break. Fans of Big D are going to be happy to know that we are going to delve into the poll question. Already hundreds of votes. People got passionate opinions on this one as well. It's all coming up here on Fox 10 Talks after a quick break.
Great job.
Okay, everybody, welcome back. It's 10:30. This is Fox 10 Talks. You can catch us on YouTube. You can catch us on the Fox Local app.
Mm-hmm.
You can catch us on Channel 45, which is called Fox 10 Extra. I think you can catch us, Celeste, or a bunch of other places like Roku, Samsung TVs.
Sling, I think.
Sling, we're on Sling now.
I think so. I don't know. I have to check, but I'm just going off of the zillions of different streaming programs.
I thought you were going to mention the zillions of people who join us every day. Every day, I feel like we're starting to get new commentators. And so we appreciate you guys, that's for sure. All right, Big D on the Dave Cam coming up in about 2 minutes. But first, a couple of stories that we are following, including this story out of Tempe, which is directly related to an immigration enforcement. Here's what we've learned. An Iranian national and his wife have pled guilty in a confrontation with ICE agents at their home in Tempe. The woman, who is a U.S. citizen, is accused of threatening to, and there's the house, she said she would shoot federal law enforcement agents on her property. The story is they went to arrest her husband, 41-year-old Mirzad Asadi Edivan. This was just back in June of this year. Investigators say he somehow managed to get into the country illegally and did not comply with an order to return to Iran that goes back many years. While agents were at the house, police say his wife refused to open the door, told him to come back with a warrant. When Tempe PD showed up, she threatened to shoot anybody who tried to come into her home. So the guy gets, now they have pled guilty.
Yes.
And so sentencing is in November. He could get a max of 15 years for being in the country illegally.
Yes.
And for not complying with the earlier order that he was here illegally and had to get out. But his wife, for the threats to federal agents or local police, could get a max of 10 years.
Well, I think it's interesting how you said somehow he ended up here in the United States.
I know.
If you recall, it was another anchor who worked here.
Yeah.
He went down to the border a couple of years ago, and he spent some time on the border. And there were people crossing into the United States from all over the Middle East, China, Afghanistan, Eastern Europe. And so people for a lot of years, Ron, you've been covering Phoenix for a long time in Arizona. For a long time, it was people coming up just from like Central America and Mexico.
Right.
But that was not the case this time.
Yeah.
When our former colleague was down there live along the border, we saw people from all over the world that were crossing into the border, into Arizona.
And I even remember not all that long ago, I think it was about 7 or 8 months before the end of President Biden's term, we went down there live one day to the border, and Danielle was reporting.
Yes.
And they just literally flung open the gates
and let people walk in.
Come on in.
And these were people with like cell phones and nice Patagonia jackets, and they were like, it's like they had money. They had means.
Yes, and they were lining up by the hundreds back in those days.
Yes.
And so, it became a kind of a pretty big political issue.
It really did.
As the year went on. But then, I think it was about 6 months before the election, they finally decided, okay, we're going to tighten up the border.
Right.
But I think we still don't know for sure how many people did actually get into the country illegally. They have various reports, but they vary by millions. Right. So,
yes.
Anyway, all of this leads us to the story about the possible shutdown of Alligator Alcatraz. I mean, the president went down there. The governor, Ron DeSantis, has been there talking about it. Looks like it could soon be empty because their emergency management director said they could be down to nobody within a matter of days. A federal judge ruled that it violated the law, not necessarily because of the harsh conditions or people who might want to claim asylum or anything along those lines. She ruled, Celeste, on the environment.
Oh.
She said not enough environmental studies as required were done ahead of time, that it was done in too big of a hurry. And so it certainly has been getting a lot of talk.
I think he was just referring to they're deporting them very quickly, and that's a good thing. That's what we want. We don't determine who goes into the facility. The reality is we're in this more than any other state leading, and we're going to continue to do it. And so ultimately, it's DHS's decision where they want to process and stage detainees, and it's their decision about when they want to bring them out. But I think they've been having rapid removals from Alligator Alcatraz, and I think that's caused the census to go down.
Well, this is a win for Florida's environment and a loss for Governor Ron DeSantis. You know, Alligator Alcatraz was his trophy of a detention facility, and it's been shut down. And so it's important for Floridians to understand the environmental impact of this facility and that it's a federal judge that essentially closed it.
Okay.
Interesting, huh?
Yeah.
What are the environmental impacts?
Well, I mean, it is kind of down there in the Everglades.
So is it the fact that waste would end up in the Everglades, or what? How is it affecting the environment?
You would think they had thought about that ahead of time. I mean, it had to be more
I'm
than
trying
just...
I'm trying to think creatively on like what are the environmental impacts,
It
right?
had to be more than just porta potties.
You would
right?
think.
Yeah, I mean, they had 1,000 people there, for goodness sakes.
Mhm.
Well, we'll see. Now, this is what's so interesting, Celeste. Let's jump into the poll question. We'll do the QR code poll question first, and then we'll jump right into the YouTube poll as well. Okay, so here's your option. The judge says, shut it down. 11% of you are saying, good, that place should have never been built. 78% of you say, bad. You know, it was kind of a warning to anybody who might think about entering the USA illegally. And then another 11% are saying, if you grab that QR code, if you haven't voted yet, we'll watch these numbers. They do move around quite a bit for the next person who votes. The other option is do the environmental studies that the judge ordered, and then get it reopened. In other words, comply with the law. And then let's get back to using it as a 1,000-bed facility.
Yeah, we'll have to see if, in fact, that indeed happens.
We've had such a smooth show today, Celeste. I'm almost nervous to punch the YouTube poll.
Go for it. But
here it goes.
We're rogue. We're going rogue here.
Ready? Hang on. Hold on. There we go.
Oh, there we go. Oh, wow. 783 votes.
That's a lot of votes. We didn't even get this one up till about 9:15. We aim for about 9.
It says an hour ago. An hour ago was put out. Judge orders Alligator Alcatraz. So this one a bit split. 44% of you say good. That place should have never been built. 42% of you say bad. It's a warning to anyone thinking about coming illegally. And 14%, hey, you know what? Do the study and then get it reopened.
Okay, those are your options in the YouTube poll. We'll just jump
Yes.
back and see. Those numbers did change on the QR code poll. Now 82% say this is a bad move, a warning to anybody thinking about coming here, getting into the U.S. illegally. So this is what we do at this point.
Yes.
We go straight
Big
to
D.
Big D. Now, Dave's been working that microphone so we can
true.
hear his... Did you ever do any radio work or voice work, Dave? You do have a great voice.
Oh, thank you. I was a college radio DJ for a little
What
semester.
was your rockin' DJ name?
DJ Dave.
DJ Dave. And what were the call letters? Like, give us an idea. Hey, welcome to...
Oh, you know, I don't even remember. But it was
Yeah.
the USC college radio station.
Oh,
man.
fancy.
Well, there you go.
That's a great campus. but-
Dropping the USC big time in us.
It was
Celeste,
DJ
you and I
Dave.
both at public university.
Thank you. DJ Dave at USC.
All right, Dave, what do you see, buddy?
So we've got 3 great comments today. Euthanize All Dogs says, good, it was a waste of taxpayer dollars and barely got rid of any of the thousands of illegal immigrants that enter the country every year. Detriax says, closing down a place that violates human rights is always a good thing. But Efren Starks from Tonopah disagrees. He says it's another example of a liberal appointed judge that oversteps their powers in order to support a politically motivated agenda. We've seen so many of these judges that are being sought out by a certain political party to interfere with the current administration. So really interesting, insightful comments from both sides. Keep it up, guys. We love seeing the engagement.
Yeah, we do. Okay, so Steve Dockstader, he said, by the way, they truck out all the waste from Alligator Alcatraz, minimal impact on Everglades. Judge knows all this. So that's one of the comments that we had on this topic. Most people are talking about Hatch chilies, Ron, because it's Hatch chili season.
Okay.
In case you didn't know.
Right. By the way, Celeste, did you look all the way through your lineup? We're going to do an Ask AI today.
Oh.
It is National Burger Day.
Uh-huh.
Love a good Hatch chili on a burger.
Oh,
Give it a
yeah.
little extra kick.
Mhm.
But we're going to ask what is the healthiest of like the big burgers.
Okay.
So stick with us for the always entertaining Ask AI. But since we have Dave still here, I thought we'd ask him his opinion on one more story, which has to do with would you pay for shopping at the mall?
Oh,
Not
wait.
shopping, sorry.
Hold on.
Parking. Yes, you do have.
like,
the rules are you have to pay for shopping. at the
Can I
mall.
just walk out with whatever items I choose?
No. But would you pay for parking? Sometimes some of these malls you feel like you have to park a long ways away.
Yeah, you do, but
Yeah.
I would never.
All right.
I would never pay. Big D. What do you think?
Yeah, what do you think, Dave?
I agree. I would never pay for premium parking at the mall. I think you can walk a little bit. It's okay.
I'm going to roll the tape here because this is where it's happening. It is happening right now at the Deptford Mall, and you'll see the signs. So, yes, malls have valet parking, but they have some specific spots. Look, conveniently right out in front of the Macy's.
Oh.
You pull into the parking space, flat daily rate. You can be there all day if you want. You grab the QR code, you pay the $10, and away you go.
Okay.
So to me, I knew we were all going to say no. But my question is, it's a different twist here, Dave. You can give us your answer, Celeste, you too. What if it wasn't $10? Would you pay $2 for a great spot right, in front of the opening doors of the? Would you go $2, Dave? It's more of an auction.
That's a good. I like this. How low can you go?
How low, right? Would you do it for $2?
Yeah, donation based. I would maybe do for $2 a really good parking spot.
But that's for all day?
The other thing, Dave makes a really good point. What if they said this is for a donation to such and such charity?
Yeah, like a nonprofit. I bet more people would be willing to pay for that.
Then I think you could put 100 of those spaces, but you can't charge $10. It got to be more like 4 or 5.
And you know where this is happening?
Yeah.
New Jersey.
Correct.
So New Jersey has high property taxes.
Yes.
So where's all this money going, Jersey? Where's all the money going? Where's all the property taxes going?
Always doing the research to create a more interesting streaming show. Celeste just happens to know about the high property taxes in New Jersey.
Only because I watched Real Housewives of New Jersey years ago. Now I know.
Okay, good. Okay, so hope you can stick with us. Isabella fans are going to be glad to know she joins us next. And yes, we're going to ask AI about the healthiest burgers with the big ones.
So delish.
Coming up right after this break on FTT.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Yes. Okay. So we welcome you back. We're going to try and ask AI in just a moment, but a couple of really cool stories that I knew you guys. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, Bella joins.
Hey, Bella.
Hello.
Good morning.
Bella.
Welcome.
Good morning.
Okay, so firefighters, man, they got a tough job this time of year especially, but they did something really cool while they were fighting a house fire. And this happened out there in the East Valley in Chandler. So I'm just going to roll the tape here and check this out. Look at this.
Oh,
see that little kitty cat?
Hmm.
Is that not so cool? So this was yesterday morning, right around Arizona Avenue, Chandler Boulevard. Crews were there from Chandler and Gilbert to put out the flames. We're told they were contained to a bedroom, but then they realized, hey, this little kitty cat needs some help, and so they did a rescue there.
That's so sweet.
That might be my favorite picture of the whole week, right there.
I think we should do that. Every week we should have favorite photo of the week.
Ooh,
like on a Friday or something. And we should things so like Bella, you too, like think of like things that we see on the web or in any coverage around the nation or even the world.
Okay.
Ron, this is a worldwide audience that we have.
Oh, it is.
The Aviator is on. He was in Germany.
Oh,
I just reached out in the chat, see if he was still there.
Sure.
So yeah, best photo of the week.
Okay, best photo of the week.
Coming to you tomorrow.
All right. You're on board. We're doing it tomorrow.
We'll be
But you're
ready.
right. That is a beautiful shot.
Okay, so that happened. And then we just hope that everything's going to work out fine for the great people who work at Kroger's, but they have announced that layoffs are coming.
Oh, boo.
Now, it follows the company's failed merger with Albertsons, which a lot of people looked at that and said, why? I mean, if you're going to buy Albertsons, you're also buying Safeway. And what, like here in town, what if you have a Safeway across the street from a Kroger? People are going to lose their jobs. Well, that did not go through, but now the worry is they may have some layoffs. Hopefully not at the stores. They say it's going to be more at the mid-level.
I wonder what it is. I would love to look at their budget sheet and see like where are they spending their money?
Yes.
That they're running out of it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, for sure. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for Ask AI. I felt a lot of pressure because yesterday Celeste tried to usurp me, and I don't use that word lightly. Usurper.
Ask AI.
So that's an option. Give us your best one, Bella. Go.
I don't think my voice goes that low.
Ask AI.
That's so great.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, well anyway, I like
Where did
to
the
just-
other graphic go? The one where we were like,
Oh, did it change?
Yeah.
I heard there was some.
Oh, thank you so
Okay.
much. Oh yeah, this
Yeah,
is
there
This
you
new
go.
things each
Right.
week.
Unfortunately, that one looks like it was done by AI. It's way too generic.
It's so
we like
generic.
the other one. All right, so it's National Hamburger Day.
Mm-hmm.
I think we have all of our phones set and ready to go.
Mhm.
And my idea was let's ask and say we want the statistics
Yes.
from the biggest selling burgers out there. So, Celeste, if you're ready, and Bella, if you're ready,
Yes.
and I'll try it on my phone too. But we're going to ask about the Big Mac. Let's see.
The double.
The double
At
at
In-N-Out.
Dave's double, which
That's-
is not named after that other guy.
Big D.
Yeah. And the Whopper.
Yes.
Okay. So.
Do you want to go first?
No,
Would you like to go first?
I know your phone's going to work, Celeste. So will you ask it about those 4 big burgers?
I'm going to forget. Whataburger.
No. Who said Whataburger? Big Mac.
Oh, they're talking about Whataburger in the chat.
Big
That's
Mac
right.
and Whopper, Dave's double, and the double at In-N-Out. And give us the stats.
Okay.
Here we go.
Ron, you say it. I'm
Okay.
gonna. Okay, ready. Okay, ready. Go.
What are the healthiest burgers amongst these 4? The double at In-N-Out, the Dave's double at Wendy's, the Whopper, or the Big Mac? And please give me the statistics. All right, here we go. Oh, thinking. Here we go. A lot of
Oh,
thinking.
it's lots of thinking going on.
Does it say thinking?
Maybe he.
Oh no.
Absolutely. Let's break it down a bit. The double from In-N-Out is known for its fresh ingredients and simplicity. The Dave's Double from Wendy's is a bit heftier with more protein. The Whopper from Burger King is iconic with its flame grill flavor. And the Big Mac from McDonald's is a classic with its special sauce. Each has its own appeal, and the stats can vary, but I can definitely dig into the details if you want.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I mean, I want to know protein, fat,
In and Out.
carb.
Protein, fat, and carbs, please.
I think In and Out's the healthiest.
Here are the stats for each burger. In-N-Out Double, about 41 grams of protein, 28 grams of fat, and 39 grams of carbs. Wendy's Dave's Double, about 54 grams of protein, 57 grams of fat, and 39 grams of carbs. Burger King's Whopper, about 30.4 grams of protein, 38.4 grams of fat, and 51.1 grams of carbs. McDonald's Big Mac, about 25 grams of protein, 34 grams of fat, and 45 grams of carbs. So, depending on what you prefer, each one has its own unique nutritional profile.
There you go.
I love that guy, Celeste. He's
you
so
know,
conversational.
When you give him time to think,
Correct.
he actually comes through.
Yeah. Have you decided you're going to quit flirting with him, or what's the situation there?
I haven't decided, Ron. We're tabling the topic for a future date.
Okay, now I'm sure people are thinking, well, the patty is smaller on the Big Mac.
Yes.
Compared to the Double at In-N-Out. So
Right.
it's a little bit of apples and oranges.
But Wendy's, he said, 54 grams of protein at Wendy's?
I think that's the big one.
Yeah,
If you're
that's a
looking
lot
for
of protein.
Yeah,
definitely.
That's for the Dave's Double.
Yeah.
Which I do really appreciate the Dave's Double. Okay, do you want to try, Bella, with your AI person? Or
I can try. Are we
let's-
asking the same
let's
exact
go down.
question?
Let's eliminate the Big Mac because
Okay.
it's too small.
Yeah.
And we're the two closest, the Dave's Double and the Double.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, why don't you ask about that?
Okay.
Okay, here we go. And we need some stats.
Okay.
Let's see if they match.
Hello. What is the healthiest fast food burger? The Dave's Double or the Double from In and Out?
And the stats.
And their stats.
Here we go. This is going to be good. Thinking.
Thinking. We're thinking. The robot is thinking.
Okay.
Hello?
Uh-oh.
Can you hear me?
there.
Okay, I have a question. Which fast food burger is the healthiest? And I want the stats. The In and Out Double or the Dave's Double?
The In-N-Out Double is actually the healthier option between the two. It has about 610 calories and 34 grams of fat, while the Dave's Double from Wendy's has around 860 calories and 57 grams of fat. So the Double wins in terms of being a bit lighter.
Okay,
Thank you.
there you go. I wonder what
About
the most
200 less
popular topping
calories.
is. Ron, do you want to try it on yours or no?
Sure.
Is your AI robot on hiatus?
I'm going to try,
I mean, what is
guys.
Are they? Maybe
we'll
we need to
see.
change the batteries in the
We'll
robot.
see here. First, I have to press that button.
Okay.
And then I think he takes a second, and then he comes up. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. If you need more details about the stats, just let me know.
Ooh, he's already on it. What I would like to know is, please rank them in order. What are the most popular burger toppings for hamburgers in America? Amongst the following: onions, pickles, ketchup, mayo.
Cheese.
What?
Cheese.
Cheese. Oh, cheese is going to win. Go ahead. Give us the rankings, please. Go, take it away. Here we go.
Sure. The most popular burger toppings in America typically rank like this. 1, cheese, almost always the favorite. 2, ketchup, a classic. 3, pickles, adds a tangy crunch. 4, onions for that extra bite. 5, mayo, rounds out the flavor. Let me know if you need any more info.
Wow, Bella and
was good.
our guy,
Yeah.
he's a little bit more laid back. Your guy's kind of peppy. He's like, hey,
He is
hey,
kind of
how about
peppy.
those onions? A little extra little kick.
You know what, though? I'm currently listening to an audiobook. So we interviewed Jack Carr, the great author who lives up in Park City, a couple of days ago. He has that incredibly popular series,
What's-
The Terminal List.
Okay, and what? Oh, isn't it about
It's on
flying?
Amazon
It's about
Prime.
flying.
No.
What
it's
is it
about
about?
it's about a guy who was in the military who gets a very raw deal and goes on a revenge tour after his wife and daughter are killed.
Oh my gosh.
It is so gripping, but I listened to an audiobook at 1.3 times speed instead of the regular. How
3
about you?
times?
1.3. So 30% faster.
Yeah, that sounds like something Liam Neeson would be involved in.
Really?
You know, like
Why?
a movie, like just he's always playing that like father or guy that was that
he
was
would be
burned. You know what I'm
perfect for
talking
that
about,
role.
Bella?
Oh yeah,
Bella
Taken.
knows.
Seen that movie.
But do you listen at a normal speed or do you speed it up when you're doing
I
a book?
listen to things speeded up because
Me too.
I have stuff to do. I need it fast.
Right.
It depends on the person who's reading.
Yeah. I think that this was the most successful Ask AI. I got some info there. I am amazed at the fat difference between the double in In-N-Out and the Dave's double at Wendy's.
And the 200
hold
calorie
on.
difference.
Get this. Somebody else has an opinion. Oh, wait. Were you talking to us, Dave, or were you talking to somebody else? Okay.
We keep surprising him.
Hey, Dave, what is your favorite burger?
I think probably Shake Shack. I would go Shake Shack.
Oh, wow.
Are you missing a chance to nominate the Dave's double? Big D, Dave, yourself?
I'll take the Dave's double.
Let me ask. Well, hold on. Let me just ask, because I only started trying that about a year ago when my son said, "Dad, you would love the Dave's double." Have you? I'm going to put Dave on the spot. Have you actually had the Dave's double yet?
Not in a long time. I think probably in college.
Have you checked to see if maybe you're related to Dave at Wendy's?
Yeah.
Oh, my
maybe
goodness.
you're written into the will and you don't even know it.
Yeah.
You have the red hair.
Correct.
It works.
That
same
is,
here.
by the way, that's the really big D right there. That is big time Dave's double. By the way, if you ever go to, just a little note here, if you ever go to Ohio, go through Columbus, don't just see the Ohio State University, but go downtown to the Wendy's restaurant right in the heart of the downtown. It's store number 001.
Oh, wow.
And they honor the original Dave.
Oh,
of the
That's
Dave's
really cool.
double.
And not
Wendy's.
only, Bella, has Ron been to the number 1 Wendy's, but he's been to the number 1 Chick-fil-A.
Correct.
Yes.
Right. That's just north of the airport in Atlanta.
Okay.
When I go on vacation, I'm like learning, studying, looking for interesting stuff.
And that's actually really cool, actually. At the Chick-fil-A in Atlanta, do they have like a statue of him or
Yes.
anything?
Yeah, you can sit out front next to Truett Cathy. Remember, there was a book written about him called "How'd You Do It, Truett?"
Yes.
And it is an incredible story. They have a whole museum there. So don't
how
just do the
neat.
drive-through. I did the drive-through,
Yeah.
and I said to the guy, "Is this the very first one?" Parked, got out, saw the whole museum.
That's so great.
And still had a delicious sandwich.
Yeah, you
How
did.
great.
Break time. Ty is coming up next. Let's see. I think it's Ty and Kenzie.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, back next.
He's making fun of me.
I'm not making fun of you. I would never in a million years.
The people are going to come to my
make
defense.
Fun of you. Kenzie, thanks for hanging out with us again.
This is great.
Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday.
It sure is. Are you looking forward to a long holiday weekend?
I'll be here Monday, but looking forward to the regular weekend.
I know.
Other than that, all is well.
Us
How about
newsies-
you? Are you looking forward to your vacation?
I'm actually on vacation all next week, so I'm very much looking forward to this.
One more day.
One more day. Let's get into some stories that we're following for you on this Thursday. And this was a big one from earlier, and you were actually covering this story for us. So,
yeah, this is pretty crazy.
Yeah, so let's all kind of reset. Last Tuesday, we had that horrible stabbing that happened at Maryvale High School.
In the classroom.
Inside the classroom.
Mhm.
16-year-old student was stabbed by another 16-year-old, all because of a dispute over a gun.
Yeah.
So let's kind of fast forward. They do have to go through metal detectors to get in and out, or rather, to get into the school.
Yeah, and there were a lot of conversations on what those settings were like. How did the kid get a small pocket knife into the school?
Sure.
Well, apparently on Monday, and this came from the Phoenix Union High School District, state lawmaker Lydia Hernandez and her daughter went to the school Monday, went in through the front office. Now, apparently, her daughter went through the weapons detector system first, and she was filming the whole thing from behind. Well, they both went through, both set off the alarm, both were cleared. Well, then she started questioning the school's safety officers. This is a state lawmaker we're talking about. Questioning them, videoing them. So they did a secondary check. The two brought in a box cutter. They said they were testing the system. So this was kind of like a gotcha moment, but this is nothing to like joke around with. The school is now saying they're like going to pursue legal action.
Yeah.
So this is very interesting. And it does, I mean, a lot of people have been asking what were the settings or what are the settings on these systems,
So
but I don't think that's the right way to go about it.
That's my point I was going to kind of bring up. I mean, they were obviously kind of trying to do this maybe for the greater good, but they went around it in kind of a potentially shady way.
Exactly. And both of them are actually on the school board in another district. So, I mean, these are elected officials, and I mean, they might see it as they were trying to point out a flaw in the system, but when we're talking about a student that has passed, it's just a little concerning.
Yeah. So and some lawmakers are actually calling for both of them to step down from their positions as well. So we'll be watching to see exactly what happens there. All right, you guys, I don't have my board up, by the way. It's still the old board if you want to switch it over. But we were talking about this. This was kind of a wild story. I love these types of stories where it's kind of like a heist.
Yeah.
So this happened up in
Williams, I think,
Williams, correct. Yes.
Do we have pics of the necklace?
I thought we did. I don't think. Do we have
But maybe
pictures
we
of the
don't.
necklace?
We can tell people what happened if
All right.
anyone is.
So in northern Arizona, this is in Williams, they're trying to track down a pair of suspected thieves. So take a look. There you go. So this is the necklace. That necklace right there is worth $30,000. So these individuals went into the store.
Crazy.
Were like pretending to try it on, pretending to be interested in the necklace.
This is like
And then
pre-planned, right?
It sounds like it. So this was at the Grand Canyon Gallery, which is right along Route 66 on Tuesday. Then they just kind of walked out with that necklace
Oh my
on them.
gosh.
Worth $30,000.
$30,000. And my question is, this is not your run-of-the-mill necklace. I mean, this looks very exquisite, very detailed. What do they think they're going to do with this?
Yeah, it's kind of like a one-of-a-kind type of necklace. So it's going to be very recognizable to someone if they try and go to a pawn shop
that's what
or
I
something.
was just thinking. You can't just take that somewhere and they think, oh, what, you just had that in your closet. Especially if this shop is, you know, they've obviously, you know, reported it as missing. $30,000 necklace.
Yeah.
And
So
the
I don't know
two
if they think they're
women-
going to try and, I guess, maybe melt down the gold. Who knows?
I don't know.
And I want to know what that stone
Well, now their
is.
pictures are out there,
Are
and I'm
everywhere.
assuming there's pictures and videos of them kind of orchestrating this thing.
So right
Craziness.
now, the Williams Police Department is asking anybody who has information, maybe they know who this person is, or maybe you've seen this beautiful piece of jewelry laying around. It's worth $30,000. So I guess we'll continue to follow this, but it is a kind of a crazy story, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just kind of nonchalantly walking in.
And take
walking right
that. I mean,
out.
what do
Yeah.
you put it in your pocket? I mean, you don't wear it out,
Or
obviously.
Who knows? But kind of a wild story
Wow.
there.
Well, hopefully they find them and the necklace.
100%. All right, let's get into this because it is hard to believe This is the 20th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina.
Yeah, it's crazy. 2 decades, 2 whole decades.
And it was one of the, I just remember watching TV as all of this was unfolding, and just the sheer devastation of what happened there in some of those Gulf Coast states was just kind of hard to imagine.
Yeah, for what almost felt like, I mean, weeks, that coverage. I just remember seeing just how much water stayed there and just the recovery efforts for, I mean, a really long time.
Yeah, and the families are still being affected by a lot of this.
20 years later.
20 years later, which is hard to believe. So I want to introduce our next guests here this morning. We have Alice and Gary Oberholzer. They are joining us live on Zoom. Good morning, you two. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us.
Good morning. Good morning, and thank you for having us.
Oh, our pleasure. If you don't mind, why don't you just start with your story about exactly what happened to you two 20 years ago today when Hurricane Katrina started to move in. You guys lived down in, what state was it?
We lived in Biloxi, Mississippi, right on the Gulf Coast.
Wow.
So walk us through just kind of what happened to you guys. What can you remember about this?
Well, when the hurricane was approaching, we prepared the house, bought a generator, did all the things you're supposed to do, and prepared to evacuate. And we were going to evacuate on Sunday, the 28th. I got up at 4 a.m. on Monday, the 29th, turned on the TV, found out it was a Category 5 at that point, and so we left the house immediately. They told us to evacuate. Oh, go ahead.
What was that like? I mean, evacuating, was it kind of a rush? I mean, your neighbors, everyone kind of going at once, or you try to go ahead of it? What's that like?
Well, it was funny because we had a little practice because that was our third evacuation in 13 months. But it was very scary and nerve-wracking. And we did get a big head start because we knew from previous experiences, if you don't get an early start, you're going to be stuck in traffic for hours.
And you mentioned that this was not the first time that you guys evacuated, but when you saw that it was a Category 5 storm, and obviously you heeded the recommendation of law enforcement to get out of there. What was that like when you started to see things really start to develop and just to the scope of how big this storm was going to be before it hit?
It was just amazingly large, and lots of, newscasters, weathercasters, right on the beach, 2 miles from our house, and saying, it's time to go. If you're not out yet, you got to get out now.
And they told us to evacuate east, because the storm was going to go very inland, far north, and it was also going to affect west. And the only direction we could go was east, and we ended up in St. Augustine, which he thought would be a nice distraction, but I couldn't stop watching every TV in every bar and restaurant because it was terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what's that like, having to leave your home, a place with so many memories? And I'm sure you mentioned also watching the news. I mean, are you like looking for your home, and as you watch this happen to your community?
Well, what was interesting is the day Katrina hit, I mean, they had a lot of news reports up to the day Katrina hit, but they couldn't get in Biloxi. It was so bad they couldn't get in there to report. So they were reporting about Mobile, Alabama, and stuff in Louisiana, but we heard nothing and we knew nothing until August 30th or 31st when they started to get into the city and we saw how bad it was.
Wow.
Yeah. So what actually happened to your home in Biloxi? Was it just completely destroyed?
No. So wonderful part, we lived on what's called the Back Bay, and all the houses just to the south of us were destroyed, and basically the water just pushed all that debris up to the woods behind our house and other houses in our development and built a dam. Now,
Wow.
the winds did take down a large tree.
It landed on our neighbor's house.
Yeah.
Wow.
We destroyed someone else's house with a tree from our house, and it threw a 3/4 inch branch right through the roof. But for the most part, the water itself came up to the back door and just paused at that point. That was the extent of the damage, was all exterior and then roof type damage.
Wow.
Yeah. Most of the surrounding area was devastated, and there was one block of where our house was where FEMA came in, and they were shocked that the houses were still standing, and it was because of that dam of debris that was formed by all the destruction behind us.
Wow. So how long was it before you guys were able to go back to your home and kind of survey that damage and see what happened? And I'm assuming that maybe the neighborhood wasn't, you weren't able to go back and live there yet, right?
Correct. That's when we turned around and headed out to Mesa, because we have family here. Mm-hmm. And we did not actually go back to Biloxi until October.
Wow.
To be able to get our things.
Yeah. We had employees that lost
everything.
Their home.
Wow.
And
ours.
We let them use our house because it was at least above water.
Yeah.
As opposed to theirs that was gone.
That's what I was going to ask you, since your guys' house, it was so close and water came right up to it, but since it wasn't destroyed, did that allow you guys to, kind of help more people in your community?
Yes, especially our friends and coworkers whose home and cars were destroyed. They stayed in as soon as they could get into Biloxi. We were heading west on I-10 when they called us and said our house was still standing. It was perfect, and
can we stay there?
And can we stay there? And then they eventually bought our house. And and they had a key to our house because they used to watch our cat.
And now you guys are now happy to call Arizona home, right?
Oh, absolutely. For years. I used to live here back in the 80s and 90s, and he lived here as a child for 6 months, and we always said we wanted to be here, but Katrina just hurried us up.
Yeah. Well, Alice and Gary, thank you so much. We got to take a quick break. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing your story. We
great
appreciate it.
Great to meet you guys.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Great job, guys. Thank you so much.
right, welcome back,
There
you
we
guys. We've got Geoff here. We had a great segment planned with you.
We did.
But we have something crazy happening.
We have something very crazy happening. We actually have a car chase that's happening right now as we speak. Let me pull it up. Here it is. This is in Los Angeles as we speak. I'm getting some information from our producer, Dave. Thank you, Dave. This is California Highway Patrol officers in pursuit of a reckless potential DUI suspect in Los Angeles County. So this happened 11 o'clock LA time. The suspect got off the freeway and was seen speeding on surface streets. And right now it looks like he's doing just that.
Wow. He's going like 25 miles an hour, swinging around that corner. Oh my gosh,
people in the
street. I just don't understand when people do this. Do they not understand that there's helicopters that can watch them? We just saw a massive car chase in LA again the other day. He's speeding up, now up to 47, 48 miles an hour, going in he's going to turn. Oh my gosh,
This is what makes
so nervous.
Anytime that they're on the surface streets, like on the freeway, you know, it's open road. But when you're on these surface streets, obviously there's pedestrians out there. There's folks that don't know what's going on. They're just going about their day. And then when they're driving recklessly through these intersections, man, it just kind of takes your breath away when you watch.
Yeah, he almost took out the Coca-Cola guy there.
No one knows to like get out of the way or stay out of the way.
Yeah, but you see someone going crazy like this on one of these surface streets, man, you just gotta...
I mean, he's going through neighborhoods. There could be kids running out in the street.
Especially going anywhere.
Let's hope they're all in school right now.
Something miles an hour. Stop sign.
This gives me so much anxiety.
I mean, I would think he's actually being a little lawful and conscious when he's going around the corners there. He's not just flying without slowing down.
In opposite direction.
On the
the wrong way.
side of the road. We're not seeing police lights, but do we know if they're
like
actively
it could be a freeway
pursuing
entrance.
him? Now, he's getting onto a freeway, it looks like. He or she. Do we know what? He's going in the shoulder.
The shoulder to go around all these people.
So when we were watching last week, I just happened to be on the phone with someone in LA, and it was happening there. And I'm watching it live on their stream as their helicopter pilot is flying over this and, you know, covering it inch by inch as this guy's driving around. It's the guy, if you didn't see it, folks, it went viral because it was wild. It was the most unbelievable thing you'd ever seen in a car chase. The guy literally stopped for gas.
In the middle.
And ran into the gas station.
In the middle of a car chase.
In the middle of his car
chase. And the
chase.
police had stopped their pursuit at that time because it got so dangerous.
Yeah.
But this guy was running around the gas station with his shirt over his face. He actually had to run in and pay inside to fill up his tank and then kept going after.
Yes, and then took off and got away.
Wow.
And while doing that, people there in LA that I know and talk with, while this chase is happening, they would say, oh, he's going near the airport. So they're always like, why don't they just drive to the airport? The helicopters can't follow him at the airport. And this guy was doing that at one point.
Not that we're helping any of them.
But you would think they would know that, though, at this point, with how many chases there have been going on in LA. So.
But also, why are there always so many car chases in LA?
I mean, I guess they think maybe there's so many cars they're going to get away with it. But I mean, this guy's on the 5, so there's going to be traffic. I mean, from California, there's always going to be traffic on the 5.
Yeah,
so
and look,
I
he's
don't know
only
where
going
he
about
thinks he's going to go.
30-something miles an hour right now, so we've been seeing the...
Although, fun fact, I feel like when these chases are happening, where does the traffic go?
Yeah, you're right.
Is it
like all of a sudden it's...
I was like, I brought that up, and other people were like, you're right. It seems like traffic all of a sudden
Do you
is
think
gone.
he meant to get off the freeway? It was going too slow.
Probably. I don't know. So now he's back on surface streets, and this is where it always gets a little hairy.
Yeah, and Ty, you were saying this is a potential DUI suspect?
That's what we're getting from our Fox affiliate in Los Angeles. They're saying that this potentially could be a DUI suspect.
Wow.
You mentioned, too, that we don't see any police behind him, but this is kind of reminiscent of that last police chase that we were just talking about, where they kind of backed off just because of safety issues.
Yeah.
Sometimes when they know that they're being pursued, they're sometimes even more reckless because they're trying to get away from cops. But again, we don't see them out there, but obviously they probably have their air unit. Oh, wait.
Because that last chase we were just talking about. Now he's off-roading.
Gosh, I thought
now he's off-roading. Here we go.
In between
the highway.
Oh, this is going to end now.
Freeways on the 60. Way. I don't know where this is going to end, or if he thinks he's going to get
like burn
back.
scars.
Oh. He's going underneath the 60.
He's probably going to get out.
He's probably going to get on to another freeway. Potentially,
because the last guy, I believe,
he could go
did this
on another freeway. Oh, he's out of the car.
There he is.
He
ditched the car under the freeway, and now he's going to try to get all the way on foot.
So we might watch this come to an end. So if you're just tuning in, we're watching a high-speed chase in LA, and the driver just got out of the car and is on foot. Look, is he crossing the freeway?
I can't tell.
Right there in the very middle of the screen?
He's
cars.
He's jumped across.
He just
Now he's
jumped
across
over
to
the
other
freeway.
side.
Now he's right in those trees in the very middle.
So I think that helicopter below him is probably the police
Yeah.
helicopter that's chasing him a little bit closer.
Sheriffs or police, yes.
All right, so we're going to follow this a little bit longer just to see if we see any
Now
law
it's a
enforcement
potential
actually
foot chase, right?
showing up.
And we don't see any. I don't see any police
either.
cars, you know, so.
Well, look how many freeways overlap right there.
that is a
how
wild
do you even,
shot,
That is
isn't it?
how
action.
do you get to where he is?
Right.
I believe the driver is in the trees.
Huh.
He did. He climbed over the median.
Oh, there he is. There
There he is.
Yeah,
they
he's
got
just-
him.
No, they don't have him
They
yet.
found him.
Well, they
Well,
found
yeah,
him
but
on
we
camera.
found
but
him.
there's
We
no-
found him. We
Yeah.
got eyes on you.
We have eyes on
in
you.
the sky.
And they're probably
Looks like he's
barking
gonna
orders
go back
from
under
the
He's going to go back
freeway.
under the underpass.
helicopters.
I would love to see
Megaphone,
the place
if
just
you will.
roll right up. Wow.
Oh, and hello to the chat too, guys. Thanks. I saw
Yeah,
you say
guys,
Charles.
I'm
What up, chat? I
in.
saw y'all in there.
Someone said
Louis,
make
hello.
this
Thank
site
you.
for work.
Appreciate you guys.
Mike, how's it going?
All right.
Grand Theft Auto style. Yeah, we're still waiting on GTA 6, as my boys like to say. This is it right here, folks.
This is the real life.
This is real life.
It's better to
GTA
play the
6.
game than to do it like this.
In real life.
Yes, don't do it.
This is
in real.
illegal.
This will get you in a lot of trouble, as you're about to witness when the police finally locate this
Well,
gentleman.
that's what I'm wondering. Where are the cops? I wonder where they
Yeah,
are.
that is a great question. I think that it's you have what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so many freeways
Yeah.
overlapping
That's
right
crazy.
here.
But they still got that chopper,
They're
know,
circling.
following
They're
him.
circling.
Okay.
There's it.
Oh,
there we go.
there's
There we
the-
go.
there we go.
Sheriff's looks like.
All right,
And now
I've got
they're
my
getting
finger
chased.
just in
under
case we
the
need
overpass.
to dump out, just in case.
Looks like he's probably
Oh,
right
and
there
it looks
waiting
like there's other
underneath.
officers on those other
their
roads
sides,
as well.
Yeah, blocking.
On the right hand of the screen.
So we might not be able to. Well, hopefully, maybe we'll see him.
Maybe
in
they can
cuffs.
just
In
arrest
cuffs. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
he's probably just going to be arrested underneath the.
him. Overpass.
And he was walking fairly slowly too. So if you think maybe he was giving up, who knows? I mean,
he,
was,
he looked like a defeated
tired.
Yeah.
person. Like,
Maybe he didn't have
well,
breakfast.
this didn't work out, so
Wow.
here I am.
Huh.
Wow.
Yeah, they have a lot of practice. These
They
these
do.
helicopter
They found him a
pilots and the
couple
cameramen, they are very
times, for
skilled
sure.
at this.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
we have
Another-
more
there's the sheriff
officers.
or
He's trying to
officer.
figure out how to get through.
Oh,
Oh,
Those
he's
look
going to
like
jump
sheriff's
through.
Please don't fall
deputies.
over.
There's
There's a couple
Okay,
of
so
them.
there is
Couple
quite a few.
deputies.
They're underneath there now.
Yeah.
He's going to get surrounded probably quickly, would
Yeah.
be my guess.
Charles
here.
is saying in the chat, we need a live body cam stream. Yeah, we
Oh,
do,
that
Charles.
would
That would
be
be
That would be
great.
epic,
Now
right
that
there.
would be like real life.
Get a live
cops.
view pack on
Yeah,
the usher.
right? Can you imagine?
Bad boys,
Then we
bad
wouldn't
boys.
even have to put in requests for body
No,
cam
just
video.
get to
We could
watch
just
it live.
Record it live.
I think
There
there's
we
a
go.
little bit of invasion of privacy.
Maybe. But Charles, I like where your head's
Yeah.
at.
It would make this very
Charles, yeah, we're with you, man.
Charles.
That would be amazing.
Oh,
That would be
Wow.
quite something to see.
Do we know when this started? Has this been going on
It
for
said
a while
11
now?
o'clock
11.
LA time,
Oh, okay,
so only about
20
23 minutes or so, yeah. So this just started.
Wow.
And it's funny because we build these newscasts, and for us overnight, you're scrambling to get it on the air. And as I'm talking to the LA crews, and they're like, they love it. That chase the
Yeah.
other night, that whole show built, right? Your Friday night, you're ready to go. They took the chase, and it took the whole show.
I actually have a question
it
as a
didn't stop.
producer, though, because you've put in all this work, you did all of this for an hour-long show, and then you just get to watch this instead. Is that like
In the
I did all
moment,
that?
your adrenaline's going, and you
Okay, okay.
completely
Kenzie,
forget.
look, I did all of this. I produced
yeah.
this entire show, and this is all we're listening. Oh, he's in custody, we're being told.
He is
that
in
what we-
custody. Okay.
Wow.
Yep.
There he
they
is.
Yep, there he is.
Detained.
Detained.
There you go.
Can't do that.
Look at that, you
We
guys.
got to watch that come to
Our
an end.
first police
We did it.
chase.
Cheers, chat. Cheers to the chat. You guys staying with us in the.
He's sober
He's
now.
sober. No.
Right?
I want to see him get
Wow.
led to the police car with the cuffs
Yeah.
on.
Let's see. Oh, he's...
Yeah.
I just
I
wanna
think they're
see-
like trying to maybe cut the gate fence or the light. Yeah,
Get
they're
him out.
cutting
Oh,
the
yeah, they
gate.
probably can't get him over
Yeah.
Oh,
the
they're not
fence.
They're
gonna
cutting the
throw
gate
him
right
over
now to
the
get him
fence.
through.
That would be...
They take the cuffs off.
Well, they
and
know
let
the
him jump
cameras
over.
are watching. They're like, well,
All right.
Oh, wow. So you got a couple deputies, the
Right.
suspect right
Oh
there
yeah,
in
look,
the
he's
middle.
got the cutters to cut him.
Cutting the fence, and you're going to jail, buddy.
There he is.
this
All
is
right.
another new for me because I've never seen a suspect get caught in a police chase and then have to chop a fence down.
You know, honestly, this is a great ending because sometimes with these, like you hit other cars and that's what just is really scary. So thankfully that didn't happen here.
I'm looking at what our sister station posted about this. Again, this happened right around 11 o'clock. Reckless DUI suspect. He was going over 100 miles an hour earlier. And they said he almost hit a pedestrian crossing the street and then began driving the wrong way. And that's when
and he almost hit the Coca-Cola delivery guy. So.
Yeah, that too. So
hey, high five. They're just giving a high five to each other over the fence.
Good for them.
Celebrating their dub.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I'm still waiting for that shot.
Yeah, he's
it's going to happen any second.
Which squad car would
put him in the back of the squad car? Who knows?
It looks like they walked him around.
Yeah,
they potentially did. You're
He
right.
gave up on cutting the fence because it was getting difficult.
And then they're going to have to repair that.
Yeah, that's a whole thing.
Taxpayer dog. Oh, here he comes.
There we go.
There's the suspect right there in the middle. There he is. We're going to watch. I thought he was going to get put in
getting a super zoom lens on.
Police car.
Does he have
glasses on and everything?
I thought that was a wound. Yeah, he has glasses on.
Oh, no.
All right.
Wow.
This is crazy. I've never.
Yeah, we don't usually get to watch this live unless
happy
you're
ending.
on the scene.
Thankfully, he didn't hit anyone, kill anybody.
But he's okay.
Checking his pockets for any weapons.
Wow. And they probably also know they're being watched.
I wonder if the police officers know that they're like being watched right now by thousands of people.
Probably.
Oh, I bet they do. Yeah.
They
probably
like
they're walkies. Someone's probably
a lot of
even telling them.
people. I mean, a car chase, you watch it, and it's just.
It's kind of riveting.
I was
TV.
gonna say exciting to watch. Obviously, it's a big safety hazard, but I mean, sometimes I tell everyone else in my family, like, oh my gosh, there's a car chase, turn it on.
Watch it, because you're from Southern California.
Yeah, that's
so
that would be
like
you come home from school and be like, come on, there's a car chase. It sounds bad, but
reality TV in LA.
That's
what
happens. In anticipation that my mom's like, that's why you don't do this.
Yeah.
Which, like, I wasn't.
You were planning on it. No, you weren't planning on it. Thanks, Mom.
Well, I mean, I've been in newsrooms now
in the
from
back
Green
of the
Bay
car.
to Columbus, and now out here, and it's like no matter where I've been, it's always the second a car chase comes up on the feed, everyone stops.
I feel like it's always LA though.
It is always LA. Yeah.
Yep, and it's usually.
They got him. They put him in the back of the car.
In the back of the car.
The suspect is in custody.
We did it, fam.
We made
this
it.
is fun.
That was fun.
That was fun.
We were supposed to talk about National Bow Tie Day.
I know. It's National Bow
And I even brought a bow tie.
Can you teach Ty how to put it on in 30 seconds? Go, ready?
No,
29,
I can't. It's too hard.
Oh my gosh, you brought multiple. You even brought one for me.
Yeah, I had one to teach them both, so I guess we
Kids,
could always try tomorrow.
You have 20 seconds to try and do it yourself.
You can put
right
this
now.
one on because all you gotta do is clip it.
Oh, I'll take that one. That one's easier.
No, he's gonna beat me. This isn't fair.
Thanks for hanging out with us, you guys. Have a great rest of your Thursday. We'll be back tomorrow at 11.
We could do this tomorrow.
We can do it tomorrow. All right. We'll pretend tomorrow.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Good
Come back.
You got it.
Hi, everybody. It's Ron and Des, and good 11:30 to you. I can't really say good morning because we've been saying good morning since we went on the air on TV very early this morning. But hey, Celeste and I get to do an hour at 10, and you and me, we get to do a half hour. Ty and Kenzie, we got quite a streaming team.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so fun.
It is.
So fun.
Yeah, good. How's your day been going?
Good. How's yours?
Yeah. Great. We had an amazing and successful. Oh, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
How about this is
I
called,
didn't even check mine where I sat
This is
down.
called hitting your mark.
Oh.
Then I like to move this thing back a little ways. Okay, so anyway. We had a great show at 10 o'clock.
Good.
And I actually, Des, I played some of the video from 18 years ago when I went down to New Orleans, or flew into New Orleans. New Orleans, but we drove out to Bay St. Louis, Mississippi, my son and me, to work on houses after Katrina.
Oh, incredible.
Did all of its damage. And tomorrow, of course, is the 20-year anniversary. So just a chance to talk about how they finally now, all these years later, for the most part, have recovered. And it's a great experience to go to New Orleans now.
Yeah, I went down shortly after Hurricane Katrina as well, a year or two after. I'd have to ask my mom because I was pretty young. But I grew up competing in a lot of pageants. So I was a title holder for an organization that was based in the South. So we went down to volunteer during Christmas time and showed up to families' homes with wrapped Christmas gifts to, give them some sort of holiday and cheer because they needed it.
Isn't it great that we've been working together this long and neither of us knew either of those stories till right now?
Right? Pretty cool.
That's super cool. Yeah, for sure. Okay, we do want to update everybody on, unfortunately, the big story nationally. Sure has a lot of people talking, but we are learning a lot more. And out of all of this tragedy and all of this grief and all of this frustration and anger that we've had another mass shooting at a school, this time around there are stories of bravery, and there is great hope now that every victim that was hit in the gunfire will live, will survive. And what we actually ended up doing was they had a hospital news conference a little while ago, Des, a little bit earlier, at the Hennepin Healthcare headquarters, where the interim CEO there said the hospital was in the process of continuing to treat 9 patients. We were also glad to hear yesterday that several of those kids had been released. There is one in critical, but even that one, they believe, that youngster, we don't know if it's a little boy or girl, will survive. But it was, you could just feel the raw emotion as they were speaking in this news conference, which we are going to share for you, part of it right now.
Currently have 9 patients that were involved in the shooting yesterday. 6 of those patients are in satisfactory condition. 5 of those patients are children. We have 2 patients in serious condition, 1 adult and 1 child. And we have 1 child in critical condition presently.
But no matter how much you train for it, it's still really difficult on the team. I think there's a lot of maybe unrecognized heroes in this event, along with the children that were protecting other children, which is really amazing to hear about. I might be saying too much, but we had one kid that covered up another kid and took a shotgun blast to his back and things like that, and they were helping each other out. So the teachers were amazing. The teachers were, getting shot at. They were protecting the kids. They took all the kids outside to an area of safety, witnessed all this happen. The teachers were amazing. The kids were really upset, obviously, but they really did a great job of keeping the kids together, keeping them calm, and then taking them to an area of safety and really working with the parents. So the teachers were amazing.
At Hennepin, this is what we do. We're a trauma center. We take care of the worst of the worst for injuries. So this is part of our daily work, but we're also human. So my teams are providing great care.
Yeah, so a difficult experience, and I loved the one, I guess he's a surgeon, who came in and said he was saying a prayer before he even walked into the hospital that day, realizing what they were going to face, and the fact that he said it doesn't take away the pain of these 2 families who lost their children.
No,
but it
doesn't.
truly could have been so much worse. This guy was so heavily armed. the fact that they did. And one of the kids, by the way, did say, no, we drill for things like this, so we knew to get underneath the wooden pews.
It just still to this day, just gives me chills, as a parent, that our children even have to go through that, and the families that lost their child, for senseless reasons. It's unbelievable. And the shooter kind of had, there were, once again, in this case, some things that were off.
Correct.
When do we trust our gut and act upon some of that before this happens?
Why is it they say when you're at the airport, if you see something, say something?
Right.
People had to see things in this case, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We're going to keep following it there, but we have a local story that I think is really interesting. And for the first time here on our streaming show, we welcome Sergeant Michael Chelpka from the Williams Police Department. And Sergeant, thanks for joining us today. It's Ron Hoon and Desiree Fluellen. How you doing?
Hi. Good morning.
Doing well.
Okay, so we're calling this the case of the stolen $30,000 necklace. What in the world happened? And I know you guys love to run a mostly crime-free community up there in beautiful Williams. What happened?
It happens periodically. This is one of the larger value thefts that have happened in Williams. We get a lot of tourists and people who come through the town. It is center for Route 66 and gateway to the Grand Canyon. And so on this particular event, these individuals came in and were able to shoplift and pick up this particular item.
All right. Tell us a little bit more for people that are just tuning into it. Maybe they didn't catch the news last night or early this morning. When did it happen? Where did it happen? And are there any unique features to the item that had been stolen?
This happened just a couple days ago on the 26th of August. It happened at a local shop in the downtown area on Route 66. And these two individuals came in. Appears they had a plan, some sort of tactics that they use, possibly have done before. And they were pretty smooth about it and were able to pick up this necklace. It was told it was an 18-carat stolen necklace that is valued at $30,000.
What is the gem that we see in there, that purple gem?
Yeah, not sure yet. It's just been labeled as a purple stone. We're still waiting for documentation on the item itself to get actual confirmation of its value and makeup.
And they stole this from the Grand Canyon Gallery there. So, Sergeant, what is, for folks that are not familiar, what is the Grand Canyon Gallery? I mean, what kind of items are held, there for people to look at?
It's vastly a jewelry store. They have various different items and more artistic pieces of work, I would say, than maybe your typical jewelry store.
So I'm sure you guys have already done a really good job with the investigation, even though the case is still pretty hot. Like you said, it only happened a couple of days ago. What have you been able to learn so far? I don't know if it was an employee or the store's owner who you talked with, but what did they say about how it all went down?
The information I have so far on how it went down is they were trying to offer up a down payment for the item, and then a box was brought out to package it, and the suspects in this case said, "Oh, we'll package it ourselves," and proceeded to started packaging the item themselves. And then the store said, "Hey, we actually can't do a down payment." But by that point, it appears they had slipped the necklace out of the box and pocketed it, and so they were actually just packaging a empty box at that point.
Wow. So they clearly knew what they were doing. So this was not like just miscommunication that, oh, they took our down payment and then, gave us the necklace. So where do you go from here?
So at this point, I have detectives reaching out to other law enforcement agencies and other surrounding agencies, trying to help us identify these individuals to see if other agencies have had contact or similar interactions with them.
Okay, well, they may thought they were smooth operators, but we have really good pictures that we are sharing with our audience today. We get a lot of people watching. Can you give us your phone number, or if people have any tips or ideas, how do they get in touch with you?
Yes, if they have any tips, they can contact the Williams Police Department at 928-635-4461.
Excellent. Okay, well, we hope we've done our part to help crack this case. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, pretty great photos of the two of them and of the necklace too. Easy to recognize.
Unfortunately, you're right there on the I-40. I mean, they could have headed east. They could have headed west.
Correct.
Yeah, we'll find out more hopefully soon. But hopefully those tips come in because those are good picks. Sergeant Chelpka, thanks for being with us.
No problem. Thank you.
Okay, excellent. 30,000, how smooth they thought they were. A whole operation, but
quite bold.
We're going to get them caught.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's roll there was a car chase yesterday. We're going to roll that video for you right now. Here's what we have been able to learn. So, oh man, this guy is swerving. Oh my, isn't it amazing?
Like, what do these people think? They're professional NASCAR racers? Like, do you think you're going to get away?
Is it not amazing how often when you're looking at dash cam video like this, how there just happens to be a tree or a pole in the way? So the guy's doing all these illegal maneuvers there. Oh, now he's losing control. And watch. Literally right into that tree, front end obliterated. And the police are right there.
And I'm almost surprised,
you know,
some police departments have policies in place where if a driver is going a certain mileage over the speed limit, that officers actually draw back on that pursuit. They won't follow because of the risk, right, to other drivers and people on the road. So I'm surprised this officer was able to stay with them, though, through this and up until he crashed there.
Interesting that we just highlighted a shoplifting case out of Williams, Arizona. This was also a shoplifting case. In this instance, the kid, 17 years old, stole $70 worth of stuff from a Walmart, thought he could get away, but instead he loses control. Police didn't say if he was injured, but the car is obviously totaled. And unfortunately, in so many cases, these are stolen vehicles. So we'll have to find out whether that was the case or not.
Well, you can see him. He gets out. He gets.
Yes, I think
yeah.
Put him in cuffs.
Get him
to the jail.
You were better off just getting caught.
Mystery Cam, give us your guesses. We'll be right back. right, everybody. Welcome back to our Mystery Cam. We love getting your guesses in. I think you guys have got to be sort of in the right zone. Because I see Louie with Oklahoma. I see Charles with Kansas. We love all your guesses. You know, I mean, how many Walgreens are there? Is that a Chick-fil-A over to the left, Des? Can you tell that
You
red
have good
sign?
eyes. I can't tell.
I can't tell either.
Where?
Yeah.
Where are you even looking, Ron?
Oh, right above the Fox 10 Talks. See the S in Talks? See that red sign? It kind of looks like a Chick-fil-A, but it may or may not be. There is a Ross Dress for Less. I do see that.
Yeah.
This could be so many different places.
Is that Aspen Dental across from the Walgreens?
Yeah.
Across the street?
I think so.
Is
Looks
it?
like, yeah. All right.
I'm trying to, like the blue and white.
Yeah.
The wording.
Little Philosophy says Alabama. I'm just waiting if anybody else wants to put their guess in there. We love every one of our guessers, including, for example, Linda.
Yeah.
We love Patricia. We love Sherry Nevada Pup.
Louis. Louis got good guesses.
We love Brandon. We love Mr. Paul. We love all you guys.
Oh, B. Miguel. Hi. I think this is our first time meeting. Where'd you come from?
I felt like if we invited Brandon,
Darren, Tucson,
and Patricia, and Linda to join us, then that would be
Tucson. Every time I hear Tucson now, I just think Justin Bieber.
Why?
Because his new song, Yukon.
Yes.
It's got Tucson in there.
Tucson in there.
Yeah.
Is it just because it rhymes?
I don't know. Maybe. Probably. But it's on my head and repeat.
Hold on. We have a Bella bomb happening here. Bella, what?
So he mentions Tucson because his wife, their family, grew up there.
Really?
A little bit.
Oh, that's right.
Oh.
Yes, I knew she was an Arizonan.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
Cool. She moved to LA pretty soon after that. But yeah, their family had a place in Tucson.
So
was she born in Tucson?
I don't know.
Oh, we don't know. We didn't do that much.
Younger, but
Yeah.
there is a slight little tiny ode to Tucson in the second
Yes, right. Haley, what was her name before she was Haley Bieber? Anybody remember?
Oh, Baldwin. She's
Haley
Baldwin's daughter. She's gorgeous.
I saw a list of the most famous Arizonans, and she was on it.
She was on it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because obviously she's world famous now.
Yeah, forget her dad.
They're a
Baldwin
power couple. All right, we better, let's just see here. We have Low Philosophy with Tucson.
We're just buying you guys more time. Linda, Iowa.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Tulsa.
Brandon, Wyoming. I'm going to go Alabama.
All over.
I like the look of that Alabama guess.
I'm going to go with Tucson,
Okay.
even though I know it's not.
Yeah. All right.
It's New Iberia?
Okay,
Louisiana? Okay.
How about that?
No, did anybody say Louisiana?
I don't think so. But now you guys have got Isabella thinking, I miss Tucson. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so one more look at that, and then we're going to invite Isabella to come on up and join us here at 11:45. She's been kind of looking into a story that I think is going to be really interesting for a lot of you this morning, and it has to do with the whole saga of Hulk Hogan. Now, I don't know if you caught it earlier on, but the story goes like this. His daughter said that there were people who knew that there's more to the story than just that he had leukemia and died. And so she was somewhat cryptic in her posts, and I think we thought maybe, Bella, that was going to be the end of the story. But then this morning we learned it's taken a whole new twist.
It has, yes. So the daughter is not the only one that's been outspoken about the passing. His wife, her name is Sky Daly. She is planning to file a lawsuit against at least one of his doctors for medical malpractice. She claims that it was because of the doctor's actions that he is now passed away.
Now, this was not a doctor who was there at the time that he passed, right?
No. So he got a neck operation in May, and then he passed that next month.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, so she thinks somehow that played a role?
Yes, she believes that the doctors who performed his neck
operation, and we don't know what that was for.
We don't.
Right? Could be anything.
Committed the malpractice. And a key detail that comes out is an occupational therapist who was at Hulk's house the day he died did tell police that there was an alleged phrenic nerve damage. So that was another medical person was saying, hey, there was some damage here. He passed away.
Now, we're all trained in our business to be skeptical, maybe play devil's advocate. Mm-hmm. That did happen in May.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to figure out how that could have then played a role in him dying in, I guess it was early August, right?
Yeah, because I don't know, because anytime I think the neck or, near the spine, if he had some work done on his spine in that area.
There wasn't there also a report that he was getting some physical therapy done? I think that might have been something they were going to try to figure out if that was true or not.
Physical therapist or an occupational therapist there the day. Maybe he was getting some treatment.
He was getting some sort of treatment.
Okay, so the bottom line is, go ahead.
Yeah, another detail. So Sky went and ordered a private autopsy to be done for her own investigation for medical malpractice. She hasn't released the findings just yet, but the fact that she's hinting to sue kind of gives the idea that there might have been some very important, noteworthy results in the autopsy that she found.
Okay.
The autopsy that came out said that he had just had a heart attack, but she doesn't think that's what happened.
She thinks there's more to it, in her opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Good digging on that one for sure. Isabella. Yeah, I guess we'll have to follow it now. It's taking a much deeper twist, right?
Yes. Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Bella, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hey, so, we were just looking at that Ross Dress for Less, Des?
Yes.
Over there in New Iberia, Louisiana?
Yep. What's going on with Ross?
Ross is in the news for a whole different reation today.
Oh, no. Are they the next Cracker Barrel? What's going on?
Yeah, really. We've decided to update our look. I think that they've had that look long enough. I feel like that whole thing is like if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of a thing. But they said that they are going to test the concept of raising prices.
What?
Yeah, that's a familiar concept.
That's not a concept,
right?
That's just prices are increasing.
Yeah.
I don't know what other concept. What are you going to learn from that concept?
Yeah, I like the fact that they're at least upfront about it.
Yeah.
They say, we're going to try it. And if it doesn't work, if the customers say, I'm not going to pay $5 more for that dress.
Okay.
I have been to a Ross Dress for Less. Guess which personality here at Fox 10 told me, hey, they have really good ties at really good prices.
Tie?
Actually, that would have been a good guess. It was Corey.
Oh.
Corey's like, we want to know where you can go for some nice-looking ties at really good prices. So I've been to Ross. It's been a while, but I've bought a tie or two there.
Okay. Yeah, they have good prices. I mean, and at least they say they are going to monitor the customer impact. So I guess if they see their sales dip, maybe less traffic, visitors, or number of maybe total sales, maybe they'll lower prices again. But
yeah.
I mean,
at least they're giving the customers a chance to decide with their pocketbooks.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go in, those were what I saw. Those were like $9 and $10 ties, which good luck trying to find those anywhere nowadays.
I mean, at least they're being open and honest about it, right? Instead of when you walk into the grocery store, you're like, hang on a second.
Right.
Is this $1 more? And then you're confused because you already threw out your receipt from last week, so you don't really know.
Yeah, I know. Okay, well, we'll see how it goes, but at least once, I mean, I feel like at the grocery store, they're not giving you an option. They just raised the price of their ice cream or their rotisserie chicken or whatever.
Yeah.
It just went up another $1. And it's not like they're giving you much choice.
Yeah, and egg prices have been changing so much lately.
Right.
I'm like, I don't even know.
And
if it starts with a 2 or 3, I guess that's good.
And what's going on all of a sudden with the price of gasoline? It was below $2 a gallon. Now all of a sudden, boom, it's up to $3.50.
I noticed that. I drive a bigger vehicle, and man, when I filled up the other day, I go, again? It went back up.
I know. Well, we have so many great reporters here, and if you missed Dominique from earlier this morning, there's a brand new Nordstrom rack that just opened, and boy, was she having fun out there.
She's excited about that.
We are going to go out to there right now.
Hey, from one shopaholic to another, we get each other. We got to chat a little bit. I was all up in her cart seeing what she bought. We just saw Amber, too. Now, she had a bag. She upgraded to a cart because she was getting so much stuff now, which you have to here at the new Nordstrom rack, a Persada North location in Surprise. They have some great deals, you guys. I've been keeping my eye on. And Cherie, now we are in the accessories, the purses, the wallets. You gotta love it all.
Yes, it's awesome. So as you can see, great brands at great prices. We have so many brands here: Tory Burch, Valentino, Kate Spade, and like I mentioned, 70% off or more. And and in our accessories department, shoes, across the store, all types of product for every part of our family.
Yeah,
so,
look at this. We got Kate Spade as well. Big brands up to 60% off signs we're seeing here.
Absolutely. And we will continue. We get shipments 5 days a week here. And so we want you to come in every single day and discover all the treasures that are in our stores.
Yeah, because that's a good point, too, since you guys are always refreshing, even though you come back and you're like, well, I was just there a couple days ago. 9 times out of 10, you guys are going to have something new.
Absolutely. So you want to come in every day and discover all our new receipts, all the new product that we get in every single day. But we will always make sure that we're exposing the greatest brands at the great prices and value for the family.
Yes, more bang for your buck, which is what we like. Okay, we're moving now to more sunglasses. So look at these. Gucci, Saint Laurent, Tom Ford.
We have it all here and at every price point. So we have something for every part of the family, from designer to our many price points to offer. So there's something for everyone here.
Yeah.
The best brands. So you do not want to miss out. You want to come in and find all the treasures that we have to offer.
All right, I'm shopping now here for myself. You picked up some of these. What do you have in your hands? Oh, wait, face the camera so they can show it off. I know. That's why you need the sunglasses. The light's so bright,
well,
right?
Arizona, so sunglasses are perfect all year round.
They look great on you. I think that might be a purchase, and I want to check the price too. Look at that, $34. It used to be at $65.
That's right.
Is that sold?
That's why we're here.
Okay. Yes. Sold in your butt. Cha-ching. I can work here. We just made a purchase as well. Thank you so much. Happy shopping. I know I pick up these.
So good.
These are nice as well. Okay, moving back here, fragrances too, which I didn't know that Nordstrom Rack carries.
Absolutely. So you can see all the designer fragrances we have, up to 70% off. So we have such a great assortment of individual fragrances and sets. So we're always refreshing this in our beauty department. So you want to check this out. Look at the value of this. So up to like 60, 70% off. That is a 43% savings, 67% savings. And we always are constantly getting new fragrances in. So this is a great area. And then we have our beauty department. So we really pride ourselves on our hair assortment. This is our hair wall.
And a lot of these, Sheree, we have to go, but brands that you would see maybe like Ulta, Sephora, you know, bigger departments as well, but for a cheaper
destination for beauty. And like I said, the point of difference is our beauty cycle program. So when you're finished with these containers, you can bring them back, drop them off, and we
is really great. They do a recycling. We got to get out of here. That's at Saraval and Waddell in Surprise. Des, time to say goodbye.
All right. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.